All right, guys, we got another interview. This one's an exciting one. We have T-Rex, Terrance McKinney. And in case you don't know, this interview is already longer than his last fight. Terrance, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. It's a little cold out here, but we staying warm.
So you're out in Washington right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So obviously last fight that you were scheduled for, one of your cornermen gets COVID. Now you're completely healthy, knees rested up and everything, correct?
Yes, sir. We're ready to fight whenever.
Perfect. So we do get the rematch with Ziam, and that's now going to be on that loaded Dariush versus Makhachev card. Two guys that you're pretty much chasing in that lightweight division, because based on when you get to that championship shot, it's probably going to be one of the two of them holding that belt at that moment. Would you have to agree?
I just have this feeling that Justin Gaethje's about to get the strap, and unless they do a weird stuff when they let Conor fight for the belt.
I'm a Conor guy, but I'm hoping they don't do that. I'd just be so disrespectful to everyone else in the division.
Really, it is, but at the same time, this guy paved the way for MMA, made it freaking the hugest it's ever been. So,
agreed. And I mean,
time, he earned it. He earned everything.
And when you look at pay-per-view buys for the UFC is obviously a business. It's always a McGregor card that's right at the top there. But for those of you that don't know Terrance comes back from a crazy upcoming. I'm from Chicago, so like I know the streets that your mom had came from. Obviously your mom was stabbed in a gang battle. Is that accurate?
Yeah, super accurate.
So
she was stabbed in the neck, severed her artery, almost died, but God made a way for her, and she's here today.
And then she joins the military. You were born here, but I believe from previous interviews, kind of studying up on this, you were kind of at military bases and then moved out to Washington, where life kind of had some ups, had some deep downs, and then we finally get to you talking to Joe Rogan at UFC 263, back to where life should have always been in the first place, right?
Yeah, exactly. The hard work paid off, and just never giving up and just trusting the process. And when I was getting down, just giving it to God and just knowing where I came from. Like, I've been through way worse, so there's no way I can give up, from a loss. Like, I took way worse losses.
So one of those losses that you do talk about is the UFC did a good job documenting this, that you pretty much died twice in one night. So no loss is ever going to be as big as your life, obviously. We don't have to jump too much into what had happened. Kind of just a quick overview, though. You were experimenting with drugs. The cops had found you. You were, I believe, bleeding from jumping through a window. And if it probably wasn't for those cops finding you, you're probably not here on this interview today, right?
I agree, because my body temperature high. I was drunk as hell. Like a lot of things went wrong that night. So yeah, if they didn't show up, no telling what could have happened.
So before we just jump into the fight stuff, which we'll have quite a bit of, what would be one message that you want to give to someone that's maybe in your shoes back when you were experimenting with the drugs? What would be one thing that you would want to tell them? Obviously, probably to stop them from doing it.
Yeah, I would say just take a deeper look into your life and just know that it's not worth it, because some days it might seem like no one cares about you, but at the end of the day, the stuff that they're telling you that's making you feel sad is probably what you need to hear to better your life. So don't take that for a grain of salt. Listen to your elders. If it hits you hard and you get mad about it, then it's probably something you should consider. It's the only way you're going to get better.
Awesome. So into the fight game, lightweight division, obviously very loaded. What are your expectations for 2022? Obviously, Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, but what would be the 2022 goals? Because obviously we wanted you to be that rookie of the year 2021, and then some unfortunate injuries / sicknesses came about. Where do you hope to be in 2022?
I want to be in the top 10 of the UFC and getting ready for a major fight. the next year.
Yeah, and then I just to piggyback a little bit off of that, what would either be your dream fight in either the lightweight division that you can either match up with either currently on the roster or was on the roster in the past?
I would say definitely could be, because that's the only way you're gonna be considered the greatest, and that's what I'm here to prove.
I do love that answer. Now, how devastating was it that obviously 7 seconds into a fight, you win? You probably felt like you could fly through the arena at that point, and then you end up messing up your knee. You have the broadcast talking about, oh my God, I think he just blew out his knee. What was going through your mind? Because obviously you had such a huge adrenaline rush to end like that.
Because this is how I thought about it. I was like, if I'm able to stand up, like my knee wasn't really buckling, it was just more like stiff than anything, you know? And it wasn't even my knee. I ended up finding out, like I strained my calf like bad. Like I couldn't flex my calf for like a month and a half, but I was like walking and hitting mitts and stuff.
How many fights are you hoping to have this year?
Next year, Lord willing, if everything works out, I want to get at least 5 to 6 fights.
So you're going to be quite active. It's going to be a name that people are going to know real soon if you don't already.
Like I tell people, like I actually love to fight. So like whenever, I'm not trying to do no 1 to 2 fights a year. I'm really trying to be out there. And the more fights I do, the more money I make. And really, Kevin Holland's right when he says that. If you really want to make money, you got to fight. But so.
Perfect. Now, Michael Chiesa was a big influence on your fight life. How often do you talk to Chiesa, and how much have you thanked him for everything that he has done for you?
Very often, you know, and I think last time I talked to him was on his birthday. But right now, I'm just focused on me right now. And I know he's focused on him because I know he has a statement to make, and I know he's going to get it done. And I'm just treating every fight like it's my debut. So I got another statement to make myself to show people this wasn't no fluke.
Yeah, and then I know that looking through your record, you have every single one's been a finish. I know you talked about that in past interviews. Do you like what aspect do you like more about MMA? The stand-up, because you have 5 knockouts or TKOs, as well as 6 submissions. Do you like the ground and pound?
Now I'm addicted to the knockouts, but wrestling's just in my heart. And you know, you guys will maybe see it soon. But wrestling is definitely my heart, and I'll never forget it. Like that's what got me here. So, but if I can knock a person out, I'll choose that every time.
American wrestling or Dagestani wrestling? Which one do you think is going to reign supreme coming up soon?
Is that you talking about Beneil versus Islam or what?
Just in general. I mean, it seems like there's been a lot of people that haven't had an answer for these Dagestani wrestlers. Do you think that it's something that is just going to be a trend, or obviously Khabib has kind of made it more than a trend?
I think eventually they're going to start picking it up. But really, if you didn't wrestle for over a year, it's very hard to understand it. You can't just do like a camp, just wrestle that camp and think you're going to be good at wrestling. Like there's people, if you didn't wrestle your whole life, you really can't understand the mechanic just off like 6 months of trying it. You got to do it a year straight. You got to pretty much do a club team the whole time out. That's what I tell someone who really want to get good at wrestling. Like it can't just be like a camp or like 3-month thing. You gotta, I would say, at least do it a year straight training if you actually want to know the mechanics and be good at it.
Yeah, and then
Dagestani and wrestling though is unstoppable right now. We all see it.
But yeah, so with that confirmed, you're going up against Fares Ziam. How do you feel about your style matching up with him? I think, Jake, it is a rematch, correct?
No, it's a reschedule.
Reschedule. My bad.
Yeah. I think it's a perfect match, second fight for me in the UFC. I think they did a good job of picking it. Like we're both have some good wins on us. Like he beat Jimmy Malarkey. Like the kid's the real deal, and and I'm showing I'm real deal. I beat Matt Favola, so like I think it's a perfect fight. I think my explosiveness is gonna give him a very hard time. So I can't wait to just get out there and get to work.
How important was the Dana White Contender Series loss for your career? Would you want a rematch with Sean Woodson?
No, I don't care about it anymore. I think he's on his trajectory and I'm on mine. So leave it at that.
What lessons would you say it taught you though? Because I mean, obviously you went back to the gym, got stronger, came back, and now obviously you're a star in the UFC, or soon to be star if you don't know the game.
It was humbling, and it made me just at the same time it made me realize that I'm right there. There was nothing to get down about or be sad about. Like the UFC does. If they like me already, they're gonna still like me. I just gotta do what I do best and perform. And then I showed that. Like I took 2 outs in a row, and I still wouldn't let it put me down. I just got down and just worked harder, you know. Because you're only good as your last loss to me. When you lose, you gotta make a statement. And I gotta continue that.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, you've gotten into, I saw past interviews where you got into it a little bit, but could you go a little bit deeper in, or at least for our fans, go into it, how you got the nickname T-Rex?
I actually got the nickname T-Rex when I was like in high school. Like it's because I had like this weird T-Rex stance because I didn't really know wrestling like that. Like, and I wasn't protecting my leg, and I was wondering why people were always taking down. My big bro Dylan was like, "Yo, they keep taking you down because you're not protecting your leg. You're out there standing like a T-Rex." Wonder why you're getting taken down. He said, "Put your arms below your legs, protect yourself."
Yeah, and then again, just going off that, so a little bit of the past interview. I know you mentioned yourself as a little bit of the a Kakashi, the copy ninja.
Yeah.
Are you just big into Naruto or just anything else that you like doing in your free time?
Yeah, I like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. I like a lot of animes, to be honest. But yeah, like if I see something, I can do it pretty much.
Within the UFC, is there any fight that you're really excited for as a fan to watch in 2022?
Yeah. Rojo versus Phillips.
Okay.
And I'm on the same card as this fight too, but Armin versus Joel Alvarez. That's gonna be a fire fight.
Awesome. And then my big question, because I saw this on the Schmo podcast, you were talking about after, if you were to have fought in that last card, you were going to try to make it over to the Terrence Crawford fight. Were you able to actually get over there? Obviously, you weren't the one with COVID, so.
Yeah, because of COVID thing, I didn't get to go anywhere. I was hurt, man.
Well, I mean, he's still just terrorizing the boxing world, so.
Yeah, he's the truth, man.
Yeah, I agree. Sam, do you have anything else for Terrence?
Yeah, just I know you got into it, the knee feeling all good, or sorry, the calf feeling all good after that after the fight, after your last fight.
Yeah. All I did was like go to physical therapy, and I was good to go like in like a week.
Perfect. So it just looked a lot worse than it actually was, which is really good to hear because we want to see you out there as much as possible in 2022.
Yeah.
We're excited to see where this career goes because you're still young enough that you can make any changes that you want to make in your camp. That, I mean, guys like Dustin Poirier, they're now stuck. I don't know what he'll end up doing with the division. I think he's going to have to move up because I can't see them giving him another title shot. But I'm excited to see who you fight this year and how quick you knock some of these guys out. Because if you don't know anything about Terrence, just don't go to the bathroom right as his fight's about to start because you might miss the entire thing. All right, Terrence, it was a pleasure having you. Anything that you want to say to our fans, and then
Yeah. Shout out to Warrior Camp, shout out to Pablo Alfonso, shout out to Iranian Sports Agency and my boy Ari Gold. And shout out #1 to God and my family, man. Like without them, this wouldn't be possible.
Awesome. And hopefully we can get to one of your fights in the near future. Obviously the next one's in the Apex, so that's a little harder to get to. But we'll be cheering for you from home, and then hopefully you're back again on a main card at a pay-per-view event soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. That's the plan.
All right, Terrance, have a good rest of your morning out in the West Coast, and we'll hope to talk to you soon again.
Awesome, man. Stay blessed, you guys. Good talking to you.
Yep, you too.
Nice talking to you.
All right, guys, that was our interview with Terrance McKinney. Hunter was unfortunately not able to be here. He's coaching a wrestling tournament right now. So best of luck to his team. Obviously, by the time they see this or hear this, the tournament will be over. So hopefully they got the result that they want. Sam, how'd you feel about that interview?
Terrance was a really cool guy, but yeah, hopefully he can stay healthy in 2022 and fighting 5 to 6 times in a year. That's going to be kind of hard to stay healthy.
That's crazy that he's hoping for 5 to 6. I'm hoping that he's able to do that because I think that'd be spectacular. However, it sounds like he's got big goals if he wants to be top 10 by the end of the year, and I'm cheering for him because everything that I've seen about the guy, he's a stand-up individual. He's come from a tough past, and I mean that's the type of story that you want to cheer for and can easily cheer for. So best of luck to Terrance. Best of luck to Hunter's team out at the wrestling tournament. And we're going to have a lot more interviews for you guys coming soon. So if you guys like what you guys see, please subscribe, please like this video, please share it wherever you guys can, whether that's Facebook or Instagram stories, Snapchat, Twitter. We really appreciate it, guys. We want to keep bringing this content out to you. We also want to hopefully start getting to more live events. Obviously with COVID sort of respiking again, it's been a little bit difficult for us, but we're going to get there slowly but surely. Hopefully we don't have to wear masks for the next couple things that we go to. On our slate, we are hoping to get over to Bellator 273. We're hoping to get to UFC 271 out in Houston. And then UFC 273 was announced in Brooklyn, New York. So hopefully we can get out to those. UFC 272 is going to be a little difficult just because that's a lot of travel for us, being out in Chicago and Milwaukee. So if we can get out, we'll probably skip the Vegas trip just because it gets a little rowdy. But then we'll see, we'll kind of reevaluate from there and hopefully can get to more and more live events. So if you guys like what you see, please, again, share, subscribe, follow us on social media at WOC Maine. Please follow Terrance, T-Rex 155. It's also at the bottom of this video if you guys are watching. So we'll hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks, guys.
Yep. See you next time.